point is there was a system, and within the system was another system, and within that system was another system, and within that system, underneath that system,
Was the people.
no, was another system.
There's always another system.
No, but yeah, it was a class system, and basically you had the samurai were more like, I think, like knights, like knights of the round, like King Arthur's knights. Like they were a class above. They were like, because weren't knights like in feudal Europe? That's a thing. Feudal.
Okay, feudal European.
Feudal in feudal Europe.
In feudal Europe.
In feudal Europe.
In good old feudal Europe.
They're wild over there, man.
So,
Europeans.
Knights were the noblemen. They owned land. So if you owned a house, you were a knight.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
If you were a peasant, you rented.
Yeah. So knights were actually like, they were like higher class warriors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they owned property, they were landowners.
Or
right?
sometimes they weren't even warriors. They were just like fat noblemen, you know?
So sometimes they couldn't even fight. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that they were just like more into politics, you know? They're like, hey,
Yeah, so okay, let's talk about this for a second. You and me. I want to talk about ninjas. So there was a class system, and basically just like knights, like there was the samurai, and they were like upper class, and then there was the poor people. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, like the farmers, the villagers, you know.
Yeah, but what's interesting, dude, is these poor people. If you became a ninja, you know what I mean? It's like it was like a ticket to fucking power. I don't think that it necessarily bought you success and prestige. Maybe it did. It seemed like they were houses of ninjas, right?
Yeah.
Like they became great houses.
Well, yeah. I mean, so it's the people arming themselves using everyday tools to be weapons.
Yeah.
And then uprising. And then they held a certain amount of, like, maybe respect. Or maybe they were just... You could hire them, you know?
Yeah, well, they were spies, as I understand it. They were like the CIA. They were like Japanese CIA.
The Japanese CIA.
And so what's interesting is that you see them dressed in like black outfits all the time.
Not all the time, but...
I always see them that way. Except for, of course, Chris Farley, who was dressed in a white ninja suit because he was the great white.
Yeah. But we don't... It wasn't really a ninja movie.
It was. I miss Chris Farley, man. I wish we didn't lose him. He was so fucking funny, dude.
It's been a while, but
dude, Chris Farley could make you fuck yourself. You know what I mean? He could just you'd say something and you'd be like, shit, I gotta go fuck myself.
Well, damn, I'm done for it.
That's just so fucking funny. I gotta bend over. Okay, so what's interesting, what I thought was interesting, yeah, exactly that, is that they were more like what the CIA or the FBI calls like little gray men, I want to say, right? Like they just wanted to blend in. You wanted to not be noticeable.
You mean like the guys who come in black suits? That's what you mean, right?
No, not black suits. I mean, like, if you notice them, if they stand out, then they failed.
They failed.
Like they gotta look like the most neutral, average person possible. So like, take an average slice of America.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's different times, but yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so if you do like an average cut of America, well, except for we're talking about ninjas.
Yeah.
It would be weird if you took an average cut of America
and then put a ninja.
Yeah, put a ninja. Point is, yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, let's take like an average Japanese person, right? Whatever your average was, they needed to look as average as possible. So, average height, like just not stand out in any way,
and go blend in.
Yeah,
and just stand there and like
average weight. You know what I mean? Average personality.
Why, you're just an average man there, aren't you?
Wow, dude, you are spectacularly average.
That's like that's the average Japanese accent, isn't it? By Jove, you're just the average Japanese chap there.
Cheerio, chip.
Anyway, but that's feudal Japan.
That's how feudal Japanese spoke.
Yeah, back in the
feuds.
Some period we don't. And Abraham Lincoln was there.
Anyway, yeah, so I thought this was interesting, man. They would actually, people like the samurai were so afraid of the ninjas that they would actually build like creaky, like loud floors. They call them nightingale floors, I think, if I heard it right.
Okay. I think I've heard about this where they're like, we need to have a warning for when they come up.
Yes.
So we'll make the floors out of this wood.
Yes.
And it's really loud when they try to sneak up. But then the ninja's like, we can walk on that. We know how.
Well, but they couldn't.
Well, they used WD-40.
Okay.
And then they just slid across. Yeah.
Ninjas were a fan of lube, dude. They didn't care to. They didn't actually have swords. They just had buckets of lube.
In the ninja movie, he's like
so quiet.
sneaking, and he hears a little creak, goes, oh, and then he takes a little can of WD-40, sprays his feet. Goes slide across.
Crashes.
Gets up, looks back for the
Smoke bomb. Yeah.
guy's still asleep.
Yeah. Oh, dude, when they would get caught.
Yeah.
When they would get caught, supposedly when you pursued them, dude, they had fucking like road tax. Like if you want to pop someone's car.
Oh, caltrops, yeah.
Yeah, but like for feet. Like they would. That's fucking crazy. I didn't think about that. Like if you ever being chased, man, and you gotta just have like a pocket full of fucking.
Like
It's
sharp,
nighttime. You're in the woods. Someone's right behind you. Just be like,
drop.
have fun with that. I'm
keep
out of
running.
here. Yeah. Imagine, dude. You could because people can hunt you down. They come out with dogs. Come out with whatever. They can track you down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if like they're stepping on shit as they track you down, and apparently it was effective against horses as well.
True. Yeah.
So, which I feel bad for the horses
and dogs.
Yeah. I do feel bad for the horses and dogs.
But the enemies.
But you gotta live.
Yeah.
You gotta
So
survive.
you drop. Yeah, I remember when I was younger, I was like, where can I buy these, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man. Dude, yeah. And then they had shurikens.
Mm-hmm.
And they would train. So this is where I wanted to get into. They would train for pain. And this made me think of the monks, like the Buddhist monks. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that shit?
I've seen where...
They will tie weights... Sorry, I wanted to actually hear your input on that.
Oh, well, they're just like... So monks will
around
their necks? No?
No. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, the monks would hit their hands against the, wood.
Yeah.
Until they got hard.
Well, like stones.
Yeah.
They'll smash stones with their hands.
And just meditate all day.
Do you know what they will do? They will take turns kicking each other in the nuts.
So strength training in the groin area.
Yes, yeah.
Is it even useful anymore?
That's what I gotta wonder. I wonder if it just like destroys the tissue.
Aren't monks celibate?
I think so. So I'm wondering if it's kind of like it's two things. Like on the one hand, it's like strength training, but it's also like.
Well, I'm not going to use this anymore. So go for it.
Go for it. Yeah. Because that's one of those things where it's like, you know what? I think that's a vulnerability you just kind of gotta accept.
Just like,
you know what I mean?
It's not.
Maybe wear a cup. I don't know.
Well, they don't care anymore. They're just like, yeah, I'm ready. This is my life now.
Oh, dude.
I'm going to hang weights.
What a fucking horrible way. But they are fucking crazy the way that they move. They can fight. They can smash things. There is something about like conditioning yourself to pain, though, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I know, like Muay Thai, like they'll condition their shins and their legs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just
getting hit.
Yeah, to getting hit. Dude, my friend was kicking me on the inner thigh, and it's like you wouldn't think it would hurt that bad. He's not even doing that hard of a kick. You know what I mean? But it's like your body's like, whoa,
what the hell?
I did not expect I could get kicked there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, one, why is your friend still doing that? Two, why is he still your friend?
Yeah.
Three.
No, man, he's a good friend.
No, he's a good friend. He just kicks me in the junk.
No, he avoided my junk.
Okay. Ish. But what if religion?
And then we were training, and so his brother. I was training with him and his brother.
Oh, okay.
And his brother, like it was his brother's turn, and he to kick my friend, and he promptly kicked him in the nuts. That was the first thing he did. You know,
of course. Of course, they're not Buddhist monks though.
Yeah.
So they still have a use for that.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing, dude? He's like, I can't control it. I'm like, sure, man.
Okay, Buddhist monks, that's the religion.
Okay.
To get kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
What if we have like different religions, like Christianity took another turn and instead was like...
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. Maybe it rebuilds your resurrection...
Your goals.
Skills. Yeah.
I've leveled up.
I leveled up. I'm level 2 resurrectionist.
You certainly did there, Dave. But they do that. So reenacting stuff that you see in the Bible.
Well, but they would. The thing that I'm thinking about is like imposed celibacy or like.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Like stuff that like they would put around you or on you to prevent you from.
So like a chainmail.
Yeah.
Or locket.
To disincentivize sexual arousal, right? So, I mean, they have.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call that strength conditioning. You know
No.
what I mean?
You ain't going to go into a CrossFit and see a bunch of torture devices, are you?
Right.
Or are you? Wait. Is that what CrossFit is?
In the back. They got him in the back.
I haven't been to a gym.
You've never been to CrossFit, but you don't understand what goes on in CrossFit.
It's like, I don't want to go to the gym, Rusty.
Oh, CrossFit people. Love you guys.
And here we have the treadmill. Okay, that's nice. And here we have the Iron Maiden. Okay.
Yeah.
And here we have the flagellation device. It's like a bunch of whips just going.
That's messed up.
Oh, Mick.
Some
crafts
nails.
and tips with that.
Yeah, crafts and tips.
You see, this printer can actually become a machine gun. I don't know how.
I was watching this video on YouTube. I have a note here about this. Like, it's Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
No.
I think he's a fighter. And this is the Mountain. I don't know if he is the Mountain or if he was fighting the Mountain. So people who actually watch fighting are going to be like
UFC
embarrassed for me right now. But I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
But there was a sing fight. So the Mountain. You're the Mountain from Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, big guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did water commercials.
Yeah, he was fighting Conor McGregor, which is a much littler guy. You know, it was just for a couple minutes. I think they were just kind of just playing around. You know, because the Mountain was in jeans. You know what I mean? So
doing their strength training.
Yeah. But it's interesting, man, because they're fighting in. What I thought was interesting is.
Did he take him apart?
Well, there wasn't really a victor, but I wonder if the little guy could have actually won. It's interesting, like in striking. I don't know anything about this shit, so we may cut this. But in striking, right? Like I feel like the little guy can wear out the bigger guy to a certain extent. But Conor was trying to like grapple him or get him in a hold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, once you stop the immobilization of a little guy, and you have him, and you can just slam him against the pavement, then it's pretty much over. But he's got the speed, you know?
Yeah.
He's going to go up and go...
It's just like the fight in Game of Thrones, right? The actual fight, right? Like it was like...
Okay.
Do you remember, did you see that fight?
I never saw the fight.
Where the Mountain fights the other guy?
He's like... dodging or something.
Yeah, he's dodging. And
see, I'm doing the book report thing.
Yep.
and there was a dragon. And then one guy.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Yeah, if you can stay out of reach, if you don't want to grapple with a guy that's massive, I don't think. Because there's a certain... I don't know, man. Maybe someone in the audience chime in. But it feels like if someone's like a certain size, like there's not shit you can do. Like if you're 7 foot, 300 pounds, like your neck's the size of like
a tree stump.
Waist, yeah. Like there's not shit I can do. People can grab you with their neck and throw you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can do things with like little
a brontosaurus.
muscles, that you can't do with your whole body. Yeah, and then at that point it's like it's not even the same. All of the techniques that you learned in terms of like grabs and holds and everything, it breaks apart if like their nose can like punch you in the face. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, if you're fighting and then something way bigger than yourself and it just picks you up.
Yeah.
Once you're stopped, then you're done for.
Yeah.
But if you can manage to get around and kind of whittle them down.
It's like you get picked up with like a giant, you know what I mean? Like you're in their hand and you're like, hold on, I gotta get you in I'm gonna get you in a
side hold.
Arm bar.
Gun. Then he drops you and then it's like, ow. But giants, so yeah, what if we actually did have giants live, they existed.
Yeah, dude.
But they're not.
They were real? I mean, because you have people.
Yeah, you have the Bible and everything like that. Anyway, you were saying.
No, do you think they're real?
I think that they probably existed, that people of unusual height probably existed.
Okay.
But they were vilified, The Yeti,
How unusual? What is the biggest person on record, do you know?
Right now, I think it's like 9 feet.
Hold on.
Yeah, you look it up.
I looked this up. Say some interesting shit.
Biggest person in the world.
Tallest, biggest.
Okay, so imagine that giants exist in our time, and they're just like, so they have their communities of giant communities. They live in like the suburbs because that's the only place they can live. And every once in a while, they just come out and they're like, yeah, you little people now work for us, you know? So they're kind of like the higher management. They're the CEOs.
the giants?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they come out of their big villas in like the suburbs or, you know, rich areas. And they're like, okay, you little guys, you got to make enough food for us and do our bidding now.
Yeah. Well, because they would be seen as like gods, right? I mean, you can't fucking fight these guys. 8 feet, by the way.
Yeah.
Guys, 8 feet,
See,
11 inches. So 9 feet. 8 feet, 11 inches. So it's basically 9 feet. It's like 9 feet. Robert Waldo. I mean, this is the largest man like we've recorded, right? So who knows, right?
Yeah.
Especially you think back in like the gladiator times, they may have actually been breeding some people like these giants for size. You know what I mean?
That would be interesting to see
so
that.
There may have been some.
If they were breeding them though.
Do you think they were? I would think they would.
I don't know what kind of class they would actually be if they were like lower little or slavery or anything like that.
Yeah. Harley Quinn, dude. Harley Quinn. So I was watching. There's this British Channel 4 thing. I don't know if it was a joke channel or a real channel. I don't know. I liked this BBC video, and now I'm getting all kinds of like British comedy stuff.
Okay.
And there was a Harley Quinn cartoon. Have you seen it?
No.
It looks pretty good.
Oh, you mean the animated Harley Quinn? I've seen clips of it.
Yeah.
I've seen clips.
But okay. It's
supposed to be like the more not kid-friendly version of Harley Quinn. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. In this episode, she's like, her dad tries to kill her, and he like shoots her, and then she like stabs him, and I don't know. It's pretty bloody, so it's definitely not kid-friendly.
True.
Yeah. But it made me like, just this one clip made me like Harley Quinn. Did you see Birds of Prey?
No, I never saw that.
Did you see Joker?
I did see Joker.
It's the same actress, right, in both of them?
No.
No.
Joker, she wasn't even in Joker. It was that one girl and her daughter.
They didn't do Harley Quinn in Joker?
No.
Isn't she supposed to be there with Joker?
No, the Joker with the Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's a totally different, darker Joker, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if you can get darker, right? I mean,
he gets darker.
Okay. I mean, like darker than Dark Knight darker? Because Dark Knight was pretty fucking dark.
Really dark. I mean, like him. I mean, it's like a case study in like mental health and awareness, kind of.
Okay.
Because he's like, all I have are negative thoughts. I don't really care about your system.
Yeah.
You know, you guys have pushed me too far, you know? And, you know, he laughs.
There is something interesting about that. Let's talk about disillusionment with the system for a moment.
Okay.
From a mental health, because that's something that I deal with. You know what I mean? You grow up. There was this comment. My friend made a post on Facebook, dude. My cousin actually, and it was like, okay, how old were you, or how did you first feel? You know what I mean? When you were a grown up and you looked around and you realized that there are no grown ups, right? I can't remember the exact quote, but some of the effect of you look around and you realize that we're all just fucking kids, and nobody has any idea what they're doing, right? Like you grow up and you have this illusion that like the world works, that people know what they're doing. You know what I mean? That there's these great leaders, and there is maybe some of that, but that's like the 0.1% of like skilled people.
Even then, but anyway, go ahead.
And I'm not talking about the 0.1% in terms of wealth, because that's different. There's different.
Yeah.
The 0.1% in terms of wealth is different from the 0.1% in terms of like
actually knowing what's going on.
And capability, right? So I just, it's so interesting to me that you start to get disillusioned. Like all these laws that we make, all bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you said before, it's the illusion of, it's a show.
Yeah.
It's just a big, Broadway show of just saying everything's safe, everyone's fine.
Safe, everyone's okay. We've got all these rules, everything
more
works. Yeah, we're all just fucking making shit up. And most of us, I heard this one guy talk about it on NBC. So I said the 0.1%, but then you've got like the 10% that are even like moderately capable, right? Mm-hmm. So that means like 9 out of every 10 people is like just fucking like drag assing along. Like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And these people that they're running 90% of the world. You know what I mean? 90% of the laws are coming out of these people. You know what I mean? Like these people are just, and that's what the world is. And so you get so disillusioned with it. You see so much stupidity. You see so much suffering at the hands of asshole A beating asshole Y. You know what I mean? And poor little non-asshole X, you know, he's got to go up against 9 other assholes. And there's just tons of shit, you know? And it's just fucked up. You know what I mean? That's
how it is, though. I mean, because the people who are, like you said, 30% who don't know what they're doing are in charge. But they keep telling you they are knowing what they're doing. They know the plan. They have the right answer. And you get hearing that so many times, you're just like, okay, I guess they do. Well, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, you know?
It's all shit, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes, dude, when I'm wiping my ass, you know what I mean? Like, I'll think about someone. And I'm like...
This one's for you.
This one's for you. Anyway, moving right along. Okay. I wanted to talk about Rick Moranis.
Oh, he hasn't... That poor man...
Oh, wait, no, I wanted to extend a formal apology to Johnny Depp because I was really mean to him in the last episode, and I feel bad for Johnny Depp.
What do you do now?
I don't know. Although, actually, maybe not. I did hear that there's rumors that he's abusive. You know what I mean? In which case, I don't feel bad for him at all. But I don't know if that's true. So. Anyway, so... That's a conditional apology, Johnny Depp. That's conditional upon you not being an asshole. All right.
And you have to give me your autograph.
Dude, frogs have evolved antifreeze.
So glycol.
I guess I don't know. They do something with urine. They conserve their urine, and it mixes with sugar. Did you hear about this? Is that what you're talking about?
That they can freeze.
Yeah.
And then come back. Yeah, that's their hibernation.
But like they can freeze for like years.
Yeah. Did you know flies can do it too?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, you freeze a fly and you bring it out in the heat.
We have creatures that have evolved like fucking cryogenesis.
Yeah, it's been that way for decades, like so long as we've been alive.
What the fuck?
We are the only smartest creatures to have studied this, We're creatures that take more pictures of rocks than I know of,
Dude. Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, look at this volcano and this one, and look at this fossil, and look at that one,
Throw them around, Yeah, it's a cool rock.
So, but yeah, frogs freeze during the winter, and then they come back alive, and they're like, okay, what year is it?
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man. I didn't know that there was species of creatures that did that.
Yeah.
They've apparently opened up rocks and found toads inside that then revived.
And the toad's like, what happened?
Yeah. But that is nuts.
So imagine if we took that and applied it to the human physiology, but we'd have to have an alteration of like DNA to have more of a reptilian because we would have to regrow those cells that died off.
This is all fucking shit that we could do eventually, right? This is all...
Eventually.
Soon, right? Maybe... I don't know, an hour, 2 hours from now. No, seriously, soon though, right? This is next. Oh, speaking of, Elon Musk Neuralink. I'm really excited to see.
This is like what, the 8th time?
I'm really excited to see what he's got coming.
Rusty's got the love of Neuralink in his eyes.
I want it so bad. I want to be like in the Matrix. I want to be like, I don't know, fighting Morpheus.
Okay. You remember that quote from what was his name? Damn it, the one with I got the love of Jesus in these green blue eyes of mine.
No, yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that quote. It makes me sad inside. Talk to me about it more.
Okay,
talk to me about
Clint Eastwood. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He's about ready to kill a guy, and he's like, I got the love of Jesus in these green blue eyes of mine, and you got none. And then he
shoots him.
Yeah. He's like, how many shots did I take? We feel lucky? Do you? Punk? And then he shoots him? Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I have to show you the clip. But anyway.
I've heard the do you feel lucky, but I didn't ever actually know the context in which it had been.
Oh, where it came from?
Yeah. That's me not watching enough Westerns, I guess. What's a good fucking... Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Old-time westerns.
Old-time westerns, dude. We gotta go watch some old-time westerns.
Should we just do a western?
There are bits, yeah. We should do a western show here on Splayed. Westerns, guys. Wild West. We already did an episode on outlaws, though.
Yeah.
But we could do, I don't know.
He wasn't a western, though. That was more of a 50s detective.
We can just talk about western movies and sort of like their meaning and stuff. Like Shane, because supposedly that's what Wolverine was based off of.
Okay.
And I think my drama teacher made me watch it in high school. I don't remember because I wasn't paying attention. But anyway.
I love education, but I'm not going to pay attention.
Yeah. Dude, Shane. But supposedly, anyway, he was badass. And Wolverine is badass. And apparently, like, he's based off of Shane. Tombstone, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, right? We want to talk about that, like really kick-ass westerns, right? I don't know if we can get any. I don't know, like what could we talk about? I don't even know, but we should do it. We should do something about westerns.
We could compare like the movie to the actual reality of it, maybe. I don't know.
We'll figure something out. We'll find a way to talk about Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp and Shane and.
But yeah, the joke was Rusty's got the love of Elon Musk in his eyes.
Yeah,
and nanomachines in his heart.
Yeah. At what point do we become gods?
Okay, we can. All right. You're being a programmer. You code things. Let's say you make an NPC, right?
Okay.
It is a little character that you've programmed, and you make it do. You know, you can like, go to the store, go back home, watch TV.
Yeah, so it's like a thing, right? Like a creature that you program their mind. You put the mind. You put the
fear in him.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I need to talk about. It was not John Travolta. Well, John Travolta was the name that I couldn't think about, and he's not Kingpin.
No.
Because Kingpin in that movie is black, and John Travolta is not black. Shoot, I can't remember the name of the actor.
Well, you mean Bullseye?
Well, Bullseye is the guy who says, "I want to put the fear in him." But I was trying to think of the guy he's talking to in that scene, and I think he's talking to Kingpin in the scene. But I have to go watch it. And if he is talking to Kingpin, I was mixing up. John Travolta is in
Battlefield Earth.
Punisher.
Oh!
I was mixing up the villain from Punisher with yeah.
I get you now. Okay, so you're mashing movies together. That'd be cool. Punisher with like Daredevil.
Yeah.
They're both Marvel.
Yeah.
They could do that.
They can do that, right?
Yeah.
Punisher and Daredevil. Let's fucking see that. Marvel.
And get Johnny
at
Depp.
us. Yeah.
Get Johnny Depp. Christopher Walken.
This film can't succeed without us. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Because, Harley Quinn. Just why not?
Why not?
And then, what else?
We said John Travolta, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just whatever you do. I'm sorry, Ben Affleck, but no.
Yeah, you were Batman anyway.
Whoever directed Aquaman, no. Isn't Joss Whedon do that?
He did both.
Which is effed up because we talked about that. Anyway.
Yeah.
No more. We're done. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm not sorry. Yeah, that'd be great, man. Let's do it.
Get those guys in there.
Get them in there. Let's get the good fucking badass motherfucker. Who's going to direct it, though?
Oh, Del Toro.
I'm in love.
He would be like spooky, or if he did like Pacific Rim kind of thing.
Pacific Rim wasn't great though. Did Del Toro do Pacific Rim? Okay, then I fucking take that back. I'm not in love.
You want to do it like a horror?
I was thinking of someone else. I was thinking of the guy who did the movie. Who did the movie? Oh shit! He's out. He's like he's out walking around in the wilderness, and he gets attacked by a bear. It's got the guy from Inception in it, but I can't remember his name either because I can never remember.
Leonardo.
It's got Leonardo DiCaprio. He's walking around the wilderness. He's got a kid. It's like half Native American, half American.
And he's attacked by a bear.
And he gets attacked by a bear.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
Anyway, that movie was dope. So whoever directed that movie have him do this movie.
Well, that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else? Well, anyway, we were going on about Neuralink.
Yeah. Okay. Neuralink. Okay. Shaolin monks. They bear crawl up and down stairs.
Oh, so okay. Are they celibate too?
They can throw needles through glass. I don't know if they're celibate. But I find that interesting that ninjas, I always thought about ninjas as warriors, and realistically, I did not realize that they were more like the CIA.
That they were just hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy. Now, supposedly ninjas were considered to not have honor.
True.
Because the samurai had honor, right? Because he faced his opponent.
Well, samurai had a code, you know.
Yeah. Well, like knights have a code.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Which makes you think about what honor is. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this today on Splayed. What is honor to you, Adam? By the way, I think that's all of my notes. So we're just going to bullshit after this. But talk to me about honor.
Honor. Okay. Definition of honor. There's warrior's honor, where you meet, you know, your enemy at the field.
Yeah.
You respect them in battle.
Yeah.
And if you best them, you're the better one.
Yeah.
But you still honor their body, you know.
Yeah, okay.
So you still say thank you for the, you know, the match. Or if you kill a deer.
Yeah, and you like
honor
pray
it
for the deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to use every part of it.
I saw that in like the little Native American movie that they made. Except I don't think they called it. Yeah, so they didn't use Native American.
I saw it in
Indian. Yeah, right there. The little Southeast Asian that came over.
The little Southeast Asian guy. He's beautiful.
He's beautiful. I'm sorry, Southeast Asians. Okay, I apologize. It's not.
No, we're not digging at you.
We're not digging at you. We're digging at the fact that they used Indian.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
So
actually, is India considered Southeast Asia?
Oh, like okay. So
is it because it's? I mean, it's like its own continent, right? It's like it's further west than that.
They're their own country.
Yeah.
But it is part of the whole area,
right? Isn't it? It's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they would say, "This is all Oriental."
Yeah, I hate that fucking phrase now.
Right?
It's weird. That used to be like the PC phrase, but now it's like, don't fucking say Oriental.
That's like back in like the 40s or 50s, right? They would be like, "Oh, I love this rug. It's Oriental. You know, this is so great." And you're like, "No, you don't." Anyway, but that time change, right? Times change.
What's that from? Times change.
That was Warcraft.
Oh, because it sounded so familiar.
Like, wait a minute. Where did I hear that?
Orcs, Urukai. Dude, the Warcraft. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to talk about that. Let's go on. Urukai. Ninjas.
Their code of honor.
Their code of honor. So to me, honor, Adam, is about loyalty. Under the surface, honor, everything that we see as honor, you know, people say it's like your, you know, willingness to serve your master, or like you said, to honor the dead. But to me, it's about loyalty.
Okay.
So honor is the willingness to go to battle for something greater than yourself, whether that's your family or some slightly larger social group or your country, right? Honor is the ability to sacrifice in any capacity, by the way. It doesn't have to be life or death. Anytime you're willing to sacrifice for those that you care about, you know, maybe it's like, you know, you make sure that your family's fed before you eat, right? Like, you know what I mean? Any of these types of situations, these little subtle acts of sacrifice are honor. And actually, I want to talk about this for just a moment. The importance of sacrifice, of training sacrifice.
Training. Okay, back to
training it. No, but seriously, the idea being that there may be a time in your life where you're going to have to sacrifice for someone you love. And I think sacrifice, the ability to sacrifice is like a muscle. And if you haven't trained that muscle, right, then it will atrophy. And even though you may care deeply about this person, when the time comes to sacrifice, you will be selfish and potentially cost yourself and them, you know, a great deal of grief. So the point that I'm trying to make is sacrifice needs to be something that you practice at. You know what I mean? Just subtle things. You know what I mean? Like every day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like again, you know, it could be as simple as a guest comes over and you make sure they're taken care of before you. You know, your family, your loved ones, right? You make sure that they're taken care of. These little subtle sacrifices. You know what I mean? Where it's like maybe you suppress your own hunger, you suppress your own tiredness, you suppress your own thirst, right? Not obviously to the point of hurting yourself, but you get used to prioritizing the needs of those around you above yourself, and you do it subtly, every day, and you keep that muscle exercised so that when the time comes demanding a bigger sacrifice, you are able to make this bigger sacrifice. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, like speaking in like a family unit, you're like, hey, let's say another family member gets sick.
Okay.
So they can't do much. You take on the role of their duties, or you know, even sometimes you just do the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're mowing the lawn or you're taking out trash or whatever.
Right.
But when it comes time for, let's say they get laid off or something happens, money comes tight. You gotta like, okay.
Or they're lazy, you know?
Even then.
Yeah.
You're like,
I don't know.
Something happens where you're like, money's really tight. I gotta sell stuff. I gotta do this, you know? So you're doing more hours. You're working more. You're trying, you know, to cover the slack. But even then, times can get tougher.
Yeah.
Because let's say you get laid off. Something happens with you. So no one's working. You're like, okay, now I need to get help from friends and family, you know, and you're asking, hey, can I get a little bit of help here? Can I help this? You know, and in your mind, you're tallying it up and you're like, I got to keep track of everything. So it gets hard, you know?
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay. But again, there is times when you don't need to sacrifice, you know, do so many of those little sacrifices because you are suffering in the end. Again, you could see it as being selfish or not self-grandizing or whatever, but you know, you're just like, hey, this is my time too, right?
It's my time.
You're really mulling it over, but
yeah.
But you kind of get it, right? You know, you love your family, you love your friends, and you're like, hey, even then, I'm going to do what I can to help you.
What can you do?
Be for them, you know, talk with them. For me. For you?
Yeah, I would like you to do more for me.
Need me to mow your lawn?
Yeah.
Need me to CrossFit train with you?
Yeah.
Get the torture devices?
Yep. Let's CrossFit with each other.
CrossFit.
And I want you to buy me things.
How much things?
Whatever you can afford.
I got $1. We'll go play the claw machine.
Give it here. Give it up.
I'm like, you want that teddy bear, don't you?
You don't need those shoes.
Give me the shoes.
Look how selfish you are.
Yes, I am. I'm very selfish.
You got people like me who don't have those shoes.
You got 20 shoes. Look at me.
I don't have those shoes.
But I want those.
You're so privileged.
Yes, so
just give me your goddamn shoes.
If you
Son
really
of a
want
bitch. Selfish, greedy, loathsome. I don't mean it. You're a great person.
Give me your shoes.
Give me your shoes.
You really just like holding people up for their shoes.
Just give me the shoes.
You're my friend. I love you. Give me your shoes.
But I'm not your friend.
See, and I've had friends that are like that, you know.
Really?
If you're not going to help me, then I don't care, you know, whatever. Now give me your shoes.
See, that's effed up. That's the problem with sacrifices. It can be taken too far. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you do have to take care of yourself too. So I want to be clear about that as well. It's a balance with all things, right?
It is.
Like you gotta. If you don't do you can't do other people too. You know what I mean? Like you gotta take care of yourself a little bit. Or a lot of it, actually. You got to take care of yourself a little bit. So practice sacrifice, but don't sacrifice everything. Just practice. Here's another thing that's important.
Choose your battles. How about that?
Practice not sacrifice also. Because there's some times where people are going to ask something of you. Here's one problem I have with society. Mm-hmm. Going on the other side of this for a moment. Going on the other side.
Which side is this?
I don't know. Whatever the opposite of sacrifice is.
Okay, so let's say the sacrifice side is like the lower side. Have more. The give me your shoes people.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you got to be a give me the shoes person. Here's the thing: is sometimes people will ask of you things because they're the give me your shoes person, and you have to have a certain amount of resiliency. You need a certain amount of fuck you built into you.
True.
Where you can be like, because it's hard. People who are very, we talked about it, very charismatic.
Yeah.
Charisma. You know, I did that thing. people who are charismatic, right, can be pretty persuasive.
Of course, they'll say, "Hey, I need this from you. I need your money and support."
Yep.
Even though I have the support and money of everyone else.
But it doesn't matter. Like you, if you're someone who's used to sacrificing, you may be inclined to succumb to that.
That is true. Where you're just the automatic knee-jerk reaction is like, here,
right, I'll help you. Yeah. So there is a certain amount where you have to strike a balance, and you need to be able to fucking be like, you know what, suck my dick, and then I'll give you my shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's prostitution. But the point that I'm trying to make is...
You got some prostitution.
You get what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
Shoes are standard currency.
You give him the shoes and he hands you.
Anyway.
But okay, how would you take the fact that, let's say, someone who's very privileged, you know him.
Okay.
He's very high up.
He's very high up.
Yeah, and he's just like...
He's maximum high.
He's got $1 million home,
Yeah, bajillion dollars.
And he's a YouTuber. And he comes up and he's like, hey guys, thanks for your likes and everything, but I need another like $50,000 donations here and there so I can keep doing what I'm doing and living in this rockin' mansion, but you guys can stay where you're at in front of your computer screens in this like $500 hotel room. Just give me the money. Where the fuck did we go wrong?
Yeah. I've heard of YouTubers. Here's the thing. I'm all for asking for donations, right? Because if you're putting out awesome content, that takes fucking time.
Even that's the thing. Some of the content isn't awesome.
Well, but here's there are two thoughts with that that I want to say real quick. I want to hear more of your thoughts. Please, I just want. You're so selfish.
Give me your shoes.
It does take time. Like here on Splayed, it takes fucking time. And if you're doing stuff like regularly,
yes,
it can be like a full-time job. And if your fans want that content, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm all for like asking for donations, but there's a certain amount where it's got to like people get fucking like they're like if you guys don't double up your I've heard of like YouTubers being like if you don't double up your donations, I'm going to stop like streaming. It's like, dude, if you know what I mean, like if they're not donating, then you're not putting out compelling enough shit. You know what I mean?
It's not good. So
so I don't know, man. Find a better way to monetize, I guess. You know what I mean?
Or do something. Go get a job.
Yeah, or go get a job to supplement. You know what I mean? Or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Right? Like you can't demand that. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to support.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. You know what I mean? You got to be gracious for that shit. You know what I mean? Because they don't have to fucking support you.
Yeah, we're not going to demand for shoes.
Yeah. But give us your shoes. No,
don't
give us your shoes. I have to pay for storage. I can't store them
because we got to rent out a storage locker.
Yeah. We're gonna get like 5 million pairs of shoes.
It's like Breaking Bad. We open up the storage unit, all these shoes on a crate. We're like.
Exactly like Breaking Bad, dude. Now there is a fucking show.
Yeah.
That movie, that series, that's the first TV series I think I've ever seen, beginning to end, just banging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just orgasm all the way through, right? Just like cum show. You know what I mean? I just wanted to watch it over and over and over again. Just primetime porno. It was so good. It was so good. I love that show. The makers of that show, congratulations, right?
Yeah.
You've got non-porno porn, and that's what that's the gauge of a show.
If you have someone that you can attract the audience of levels that porn would,
right? Yeah, exactly.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
You got non-porn porn.
You got non-porn porn. That's what we aim for here on
It's like
Splayed.
the Nintendo seal of quality. Non-porn porn.
Oh, speaking of Nintendo, because you remind me of Japan and ninjas. Do you think supposedly? Here's one more thought on that, dude. Supposedly they're not gone.
Oh, ninjas?
I mean, if you think about it, we've still got the CIA. Supposedly, they basically still have spy agents. They still have ninjas today.
Yeah.
And so, in other words, there could be ninjas everywhere.
I mean, well, look at the... You feel comfortable talking about gang stuff on here?
No, I am nervous talking about gang stuff.
Okay.
What are you going to say?
I was going to say...
I can cut it. Just talk about it.
Because you got the...
Just don't name names.
Well, I mean, that
you just did.
Yeah. Because you got them. Well, just living in that society where they have the prevalent one. Let's call it that.
Okay. So like in a society where you have like a predominant gang.
Yeah.
Okay?
And they just absorb other factions.
Okay.
Of course, these other factions could have the same traditions that carried on throughout time, right? So, of course, they could still exist.
Yeah.
Much like the Shaolin monks, right?
Yeah.
They existed for so many.
Here's what we talked about this on shadow governments, right? It's like when two people get together and decide to like encourage a law or something, right? Then it's like a mini shadow government, it's like a mini secret organization.
Yeah.
But when they pass that off to their children, then it becomes like a cult, right?
Yeah.
It becomes like a true. when it starts propagating across generations, that's when it turns into something much deeper.
Yeah. 5 generations of ninjas,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's probably like a certain amount, like once you've got 5 generations, you've got hundreds of members dedicated, then you're like you're world running, what I mean, at that point. You know what I mean? Especially when, again, it only takes like 0.1%, I don't know, whatever. It's like 10%.
Yeah.
There's a very small number of people who have that capacity. And if you can get a group that large, you know what I mean, then you can dominate.
But they're just not advertising their services in the open, Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, we'll be ninjas for you, but you got to use the dark web.
Yeah.
Ninja.co.
Oh, man. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Is that it?
I don't know. You want to bullshit after? Because we were going to bullshit after we were talking about honor, right?
Yeah.
But we went into like this whole thing about, and then that was the bullshit.
Yeah.
Should we go back to honor? Are you bored with honor?
I'm tired, man.
What's your family's coat of armor?
Armor or honor?
Arms, I mean.
Lopez?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to look it again. I did look it up at one point.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it is. I have to go look again. I cannot. It's like, yeah. There's enough detail in it that I can't, like, it doesn't stick.
No.
It's not like something simple. Like, it's not like a hammer. You know what I mean?
Mine's 3 sheep on a field.
Okay.
And it says, in Latin, it's like innocent but not timid. Or not timid.
Innocent.
But not timid.
But not timid.
Yeah.
It's kind of like walk around with a stick.
Yeah.
Right? Walk softly but carry a big stick.
Yeah, like, what's his name? What was that president's name?
I don't remember.
He had the big teeth.
Yeah.
Looked like Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we remember presidents. What Nintendo character do they look
Nintendo
like?
Characters.
Because Lincoln looked like
It's
Sonic.
not Nintendo. Sonic's not Nintendo. Yeah. Lincoln.
Who would you cast in a remake of Mario or the Mario Brothers movie?
The same guy. He hates that movie, though.
Yes.
He hates it so bad. Did we lose him, or is he still with us?
I think he's still around.
He's still around, right? And I would also cast John Leguizamo. I can't remember the other guy's name. Who plays Mario? But I would get like a different writer and director and visual effects guy. You know what I mean?
But just change everything else.
But I would keep the actors. I didn't
The
know
original cast?
Yeah.
Okay. I would choose... Who would be a good Mario? I think Phil Henry.
Okay.
Because he does voices.
Okay. You know, I've never actually listened to him. You've talked to him all the time, but I haven't actually ever... I'm always like, I laugh, but then I'm like, I don't
know if you would actually be into him, but...
Phil Henry.
Yeah, he gets in a lot of arguments.
You know what I've been listening to a lot is the fucking Moth show, because I'm doing this thing again where like I listen to podcasts because I want to fucking understand the rhythm, the nature, the sensualness of podcasts. And, so one of them was Moth Radio Hour, which isn't, I think it used to be just, I don't know what it is. But now they have a podcast also, in addition to what it is. People go and do like live stories or something like that. So they go and they perform stories. They prepare, write. And it's kind of like stand-up comedy, but it's more storytelling. They usually have jokes, though, also.
Okay.
As from what I can tell. I listened to a couple of them. They're pretty good. But why the fuck? I don't know.
Have you heard...
Phil Henry.
Yeah, Phil Henry. So he had a radio show in California where he would do fake voices, right?
Okay.
And then people would call in and argue with him, while he's doing the voice. So an example,
but he would pretend.
Yeah.
Does he pretend to have an opinion, or is it his opinion with a fake voice?
So he kind of makes the character up, and he kind of puts himself in that character's shoes. Like, what would that character think was the right choice? So, an example was a homeowners association president would fly the homeowners association president flag above the American flag.
Yeah,
and you're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that at all.
Anyway, and she would argue how everything's fine. Don't worry about it. You guys are uneducated and Slavish. The very high opinion of herself.
Wait, this is the homeowner association.
Yeah, so he's doing her voice.
Okay.
Her name is Bobby Dooley.
Okay.
And how her husband thought it was a great idea to shape the bushes. Yeah.
Can we just take the name Karen back? I hate how the name Karen is being
just
abused.
been pushed out there?
Yeah, like I feel bad for anyone out there named Karen. You know what I mean? So hearts out to Karens, right?
But not the horrible people
we need a different,
doing this stuff.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, it's sexualized too, right? So it's targeting angry women specifically and not the angry men. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a new one for men.
Okay.
They call them Kens.
Yeah, I don't... It's whatever.
Anyway. It's a thing. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's hateful, and I don't like it.
Her husband thought it was a great idea to carve or landscape the bushes in the shape of his wife's breasts, and he thought that was just so wonderful for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And people were calling in and yelling at him.
Why? Because I would appreciate it.
Well, they're just like, we have kids in the neighborhood. He's like,
it's effed up. Yeah. I take that back.
You're like, why? That's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a beautiful piece of art. Well, it depends on what neighborhood you're in, right? I mean, if you're in like a college neighborhood, you know what I mean? Then I feel like that's appreciated. You know what I mean?
How he got drunk at a neighborhood barbecue, and they dared him to stick his nuts in the grill, and he did. And he goes, I got grill marks now on my nuts. They look like fast food.
It's just effed up on so many levels. Yeah. I'm not sure I want that on the show. I might pull that off. Okay.
Or...
So what else did he do?
Grocery store manager who put up, don't take too long on your break because your time is actually my time. So don't, take at least 6-minute breaks.
Yeah.
Don't do 30 minutes if you do.
They gotta remember we're fucking human beings, man. We work to live. We don't live to work.
Exactly. So
I kind of live to. I like to do work.
People calling and yelling at him saying you can't. It's regulated that you have to give him half an hour break or an hour break whenever you can. And he's like, oh no. These are my employees. They're my people. Yeah. So controlling. But you were saying you listen to stories.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Henry Rollins?
Yes, I have.
You like Henry Rollins?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I've heard of him. From
Black Flag.
I don't know, man. Talk to me a little bit about Henry Rollins.
He does a spoken word.
I want to understand what goes on inside a man named Henry Rollins. What goes inside your head, Henry? I want to pull you aside, Henry. Come over here. Talk to me for a little bit, Henry Rollins. I want to understand what inside your head. Where your head at? What's inside there, baby? What's going on?
Or what do you want to talk about?
What's inside there? I want to see what's in there.
Give me your shoes.
Give me your shoes, Henry Rollins. Why you gotta be so selfish with them shoes? Henry? Come here, baby. Talk to me a little bit.
I'd love to see him actually see this. Because you talked about bigger guys and how you wouldn't want to fight him.
What's up?
Henry Rollins, he's a big man.
Like I said, little big. Little big Henry.
Little bits.
Little big Henry. Is he like one of those like 8'11" motherfuckers? 700 pound.
No, he's not 700 pounds, but he's pretty buff.
Okay.
He's older now. Anyway, me and Jeremy would go see spoken word about him.
Okay.
And he'd get on stage and he'd just tell stuff that happened in his past.
Is it stuff that happened to him specifically?
Yeah.
It's his own personal diary, his own personal adventures, the adventures of Henry Rollins.
And how he would talk about a friend who went on medication beat up a couple of people, went on a rampage, and then got shot by police. Yeah.
Yikes.
And then, or how he went to Thailand, and the first thing the guy did was throw a catalog of like brothels to him. He goes, no, I don't want to go there. I want to go to the zoo.
Why the fuck would you go to Thailand and go to the zoo?
That's what he wanted to do. And the guy was like, no, I could take you to all these brothels. He's like, no, I just want to go to the zoo.
I want to go to the zoo.
And then by the end of his trip, the camera, he's taking pictures of the zoo, and the taxi driver's like posing, pointing at animals and getting into it.
This is a tiger.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, by the way, Black Panthers, are they real?
Yes.
Because I heard that they're like actually just like dark-skinned jaguars.
Yeah, there is a case, yeah.
Is that right? Isn't that it's those, right? It's like supposedly they're not like you would think they're a different species, but they're just jaguars.
They're just jaguars that are color different.
Yeah. Which I mean, jaguars are badass.
Yeah.
And a black jaguar is cool.
What about a white jaguar? It's all white.
Like an albino?
Yeah.
Do they have those?
That'd be interesting.
Because a lot of creatures have albinos, right?
Yeah, alligators.
They have albino alligator. That's fucked up.
You never
albino
seen
alligator would. Wow. Okay.
Alabama alligator.
Albino alligator. Albino gator. Come on, gator. Get on over here, gator.
Pure white, red eyes.
Yeah, gator.
Little gator.
Dude, gators are fucked up, man. People get way too close to them.
Yeah.
I remember doing that when I was a kid, and my dad let me. Now
gator.
I look back and I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Where'd you see a gator?
I was in Florida. There was a gator.
You went to the epicenter then. Okay.
Yeah. And I was playing. I thought I'd be cool and play that Australian guy that we lost. What's his name? He was big back then.
Yeah. Forget his name.
Yeah,
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I was like, crikey, we got ourselves a massive gator here. I was like walking up to it. I was like, look at that.
Look at the teeth on this one.
Cock on this guy right here. But my eyes.
What? Look at that.
Pair of Ghibli's there.
Let's see how angry it gets when I flick
it. My family just let me go up to it. And I'm looking back. I'm like, guys, that thing would have fucking just tore off with me,
Yeah.
Like, that was not smart.
So you didn't see an alligator in a show, just in the wild.
It was just on the lawn.
Okay, yeah. And your family's like, he's got a new pet.
Cute. He's playing heroin. Look at him.
He took his arm off, but
people are fucking stupid. They don't understand, because they don't look that big sometimes. But I mean, he was probably as long as I was big at the time. But it doesn't matter, man. He gets you in your jaw. He drags you in the water. You're gone. You know what I mean?
They roll, yeah.
Yeah, and they're fucking powerful. You know what I mean? So it's like I think people think they're not as dangerous as they are because they're not moving.
True.
And they're just kind of laying there, and they're around you see them all over the place. So people get comfortable with them. You know what I mean? But it's like they're fucking predators. They're fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a fucking raptor.
It's an apex predator that hasn't evolved for eons, so let's go pet it.
Yeah, they're like the land equivalent of sharks. You know what I mean? Like, oh.
True, yeah.
They haven't had to change for 300 million years. You know what I mean?
How come, here in the more northern area, we don't have, we have spiders, we have bobcats and stuff like that, but
mountain lions.
Yeah.
You got to be careful when you go out here. We got coyotes all the time.
True.
I mean, they usually don't attack you, but they have, like in California where I was at, we had 2 or 3 attacks in like the period of like a year and a half.
Coyotes, yeah.
Yeah, coyotes attacking kids like in the early hours. So
I mean, you wouldn't let your kids go out there like, oh, look at the dog. That's not a dog.
No, that's a dog. That's a coyote.
Yeah,
that's
and he wants
wild
your shoes.
Pack hunting animal. Yeah, he wants them shoes.
He's got a gun.
He's got something. Yeah, coyotes, man, and like we got mountain lions up here, coyotes,
cougars.
Sometimes you can hear them hunting at night, and it's actually fucking terrifying because you will hear screams, like animal screams.
Oh, animals!
And I didn't really understand what animal screaming was.
Till you heard it.
It can be fucking terrifying. You ever heard cats fight?
Yeah.
Like it can be like one of the most horrifying sounds. You know what I mean?
And then you hear them fight for a little bit, and then you hear one go, and then the silence, and you're like, oh, the other one won. Okay.
Yeah.
You're done.
It's effed up. Nature's effed up. And we're still like that as human beings. Again, returning back to this, like,
we're still
illusion of society. We're just like the same fucking thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, what else?
What were we talking about? Henry Rollins.
Rollins story time. So you like people that tell stories. Are you more of a fan of the NPR kind of story where they're just...
I don't know, man. I did listen to NPR for a long time, but then I finally got bored. I was like, I don't
You fell asleep behind the car wheel one too many times?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And then after I woke up in a ditch, and I'm like, all right, NPR, fuck you.
Thank you, NPR. This is NPR. Thank you again for driving. And here's a number for a tow truck if you ever need it.
Now I listen to audio porn.
Audio porn?
Yeah. Podcast.
Oh, I thought you meant just the audio of porn.
Yeah, just like I take pornos and I just
drop the image.
I just drop the image.
And I have that on my car speakers going 50.
I go 50 slow lane.
So it's like you're listening to a podcast, back. You're like, oh, I wonder where this pizza delivery is going to go, huh? That is so bad.
No, it's good for you, man. It's good for you. It keeps you engaged. You know what I mean?
It helps if you put the speakers inside the car.
Where were we?
Having bad ideas.
We were talking about Rick Moranis at one point.
Oh, I was going to say, that poor guy, his wife gets sick.
Wait, this is a real story?
Yeah, real.
Henry Rollins or Rick Moranis?
Rick Moranis, yeah.
I didn't know that, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
Because he was in movies, right? You know, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
He's awesome. I love Rick Moranis.
And then he's like, I can't act anymore. You know, I got to take care of my wife.
Fuck.
So he did the sacrifice, you know?
Yeah.
So he didn't do any more acting.
That's hard, though, because we fucking need him. We need him in shows. Is she okay now?
Last I heard that she had recovered, but that was like years ago.
Yeah, I mean, how old is he? I don't have my laptop anymore, so I can't look it up. I'll look it up right now. How old is Rick Moranis?
How old is he?
How old are you, Rick
But yeah, he quit acting and was just like, I'm not doing it
that's
anymore.
why, because he's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Get off the grass! No one can say that like Rick Moranis.
Get off. Fox, what's his name? The one who was in Back to the Future.
I used to have a roommate, but my mom moved to Florida. That's a Rick Moranis quote. He's so fucking awesome. Yeah. Wait, that's not his age though. What's his age? Rick Moranis.
You just found a quote.
Why did I?
What's the actor's name for?
So funny. I don't think I would have caught that joke. I've seen that movie. I think that was from Ghostbusters, but I never caught that joke. You know what I mean? He's just so subtle. Oh, you know. But like, if you listen to him, he's just fucking.
Oh, that's
hilarious.
When he was playing the neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a roommate, but my mom moved to Florida.
I gotta go watch that again, dude. I love Ghostbusters. Love Rick Moranis.
Well, there's Bill Murray.
He's 67 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
So he can still act, man. We can still have some.
Michael J. Fox. That's his name. From Back to the Future. Marty McFly.
Yeah. Dude, how old is he now?
He has Parkinson's.
I know. Yeah. Which fucking sucks.
Yeah, so he couldn't.
But can they? I feel like they got to be getting close. Like they figured out there's some proteins they can extract from your blood, which is kind of fucked up because it's kind of like vampiric, right?
A little bit.
Supposedly, when you exercise, some of the benefits. I'm sure that it's not all of the benefits, right? There's mental benefits that you can't replicate, right? Mm-hmm. There's like neurological like growth benefits that you get, right? There's other stuff that's like part of running or being physically active that you get, but one of the benefits is your body releases or produces these apparently these proteins which trigger like repair or something, right?
Yeah.
Garbage collection in your mind, whatever, right? Like they're really, really good, useful proteins that for some reason your body says when you're working out, now's the time. Yeah. Now's the time to do that. Well, supposedly they're saying they can maybe extract these from healthy people. Have you seen that movie Time Machine? Where they have like these really old people, but they've got like tubes in them that they're like getting essence from like the younger ones.
That's kind of like in Mad Max Fury Road, where they bleed the other guy.
Oh yeah,
right.
Your blood sack. What is it? Your blood bag, right?
Your blood bag, and you're gonna come with me.
I got this right. Fucking gnarly blood bag right here.
Were they in America or Britain? Where were they?
Oh yeah, because they all had British accents and something weird like that. Where the fuck were they from?
Or Australian?
Australia. Oh yeah, because the original Mad Max was Australian.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's why. Maybe it is Australia.
That the continent's just like the ocean's dried up.
Oh yeah.
And that they just drove across. That
they
could
drove
be
across.
it.
So they are descended from the Australians.
That could be it.
That could be it. Because the original one was Australia.
Yeah. But all the oceans dry up and they can just drive across. Like in Pangea, you know.
Dude, that blows your mind.
Yeah. Blows your mind.
Blows your mind.
Right. I'm going to flick this alligator in the testicles.
Australians are crazy. Why do Australians always seem like such badasses? You know?
Because everything's trying to kill them there.
Yeah, maybe why. That's why.
Kangaroos.
Fucking kangaroos.
And you got...
Kangaroos are spooky, man, because they walk on two legs.
Yeah.
I wonder, again, anything that walks on two legs has a good calorie budget. And if you have a good calorie budget, that means you have room for... more cognitive development. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's interesting to me is I wonder if kangaroos are aliens.
Did you see the picture of the buff kangaroo?
No.
He's jacked and he's just like standing there like, yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Because they stand up on their tails, you know?
They're fucking crazy, man.
They'll kick you to death.
Yeah.
Kangaroos, there's a rumor that koalas can crush 1 ton.
Are you serious? With their hands? That's another thing the monks do. The chow mein monks. You know what I'm talking about? As they,
the Shaolin, you mean?
Yeah, Shaolin monks, dude. Is they practice their grip strength.
Yeah.
So they can that's another one of those things where it's like they develop small muscle groups and they can do crazy things.
And they crush coconuts.
You know what I mean? Like your ear. Like they can fucking like punch you with their ear and shit. Yeah.
The Shaolin monks, all the monks that can do training. So they crush coconuts, strength train, you know, build up their resilience by getting kicked. Or who is that gets kicked in...
Yeah, the Shaolin monks.
The Shaolin monks, yeah. And then they flick alligators, and they, you know, they tease koala bears.
Yeah. Supposedly we lost all the koala bears, right, with the fire?
I know.
Yeah.
All that. That was just wildfires, though, right?
I think it was just wildfire.
No.
There's not much you can do about it, you know. It's fucking dry out there.
Everywhere else in the world is always natural causes. Here in America, fire happens because we light them.
Yeah, fireworks.
Yeah.
Guys, if you made it this far, welcome to Splayed. Thanks for sticking with us. Hope we made your whatever you're doing. You're at the gym, you know, you're training, right? You're fucking maybe you're on a commute, maybe you're on a road trip, maybe you're at an airplane. Hopefully, made it a little bit more chill.
You're underground. We don't know.
We don't know. Have a chill ass fucking week, guys. Thanks for sticking with us this long. If you have a like button there, make sure and smash that like button. Stay subscribed. That's it, guys. Fucking thanks for tuning in. You know.
Oh, can I say? How about give us feedback if you need it, if you want to?
No. Don't. I don't want your feedback. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't.
Just stop. Stop.
Flick the alligator
and listen to the sounds of Splayed.
Just listen.
Just listen.
No, that sounds good.
Splayed.
And have a good weekend.
Splayed. Just Splayed.
Splayed.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a good show.
I don't want to solicit feedback.
Okay.
Is it okay?
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
You don't want anyone to say?
I don't want them to give feedback.
Okay.
I mean, if they want to, but I don't
want to ask for it.
I don't want to ask for it.
All right.
I mean, if you want to comment.
Yeah.
That's different. But I don't want like tips
and tricks.
Unless you want to give us tips. But I'll probably ignore them.
All right.
Unless they're good.
So yeah, give me your shoes.
Stop being selfish. All right, guys. Have a chill last week. Peace out.
Later.